everybody, it is Dirk, and welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Who gets that song reference? Boy, I'm dating myself. Anyhow, we are on Interstate 80, leaving the lovely Indiana area into the lovely Illinois area. Just picked up a loaded trailer. Started off my morning at GP Transco headquarters bright and early, and actually decided to drive down there last night, which was Saturday night, because I depart on Sunday morning and get back on Thursday. So since I don't like leaving that late on my first day, because that basically means that you're shutting down late, and that kind of ripples and snowballs into the following days and stuff. I prefer starting really, really early and shutting down early when there's still some parking spots left at the good old truck stops. So I did it last weekend, and I thought, it worked out pretty well, so I did it again this weekend. So, late Saturday, I just jumped in the car, headed down to headquarters, and just spent the night in the truck. So, to me, it's 6 one, half dozen of the other, whether I sleep in my bed at home or sleep in the truck, because frankly, I sleep almost better in the truck than I do at home, because I invested in a really nice mattress. And this is a shout out to Sleep Dog Mattresses. No, I am not sponsored, but look them up on the web. Company out of North Carolina called Sleep Dog Mattresses, and they're memory foam. And I got the big dog, as they call it. I don't know exactly how thick it is. I think it's like 10 or 12 inches thick, something like that. But it has a firm side, and then the other side, if you flip it over, is a little more plush. It has like a little bit of a pillow top in it. And the cover is really nice, very well made. And I bought that very early on when I was with Schneider. And probably one of the greatest things that I decided to invest some money into, because you cannot put a price on good sleep. And frankly, the mattresses that come with trucks, even though they are getting better, they're still nowhere near what this one is. And I'm, 6'5", 230 pounds, so, I'm a big person. So that's a lot of weight that needs to be supported well. So it is worth every single penny I paid. I think it was like somewhere around $500 for it. So, not cheap, but as far as mattresses go, pretty cheap. Because mattresses are just insanely expensive. Just ridiculously expensive. Anyway, so we picked up a trailer, and loaded trailer, and we are again heading up, as we did last week, up to Fargo, North Dakota for the first drop. And then the second drop on this trailer is going to be even farther north, to where we can almost wave at our friends in Canada up in Grand Forks, North Dakota. And so it should be we'll see how it goes. So we're just cruising along, starting our week. So at exactly what point should we start considering building an ark? I'm not really a biblical person per se, but man, it just won't stop raining. Anyhow, we are on Interstate 88. There are a number of ways you can get from the northern Indiana area to I-94, heading up towards Minneapolis and up towards Fargo and all that good stuff. So I decided, since I need to stop for fuel, what better place to go than the Pilot in Rochelle, Illinois. And the reason for that is that when I was with Schneider and running the Walmart account, that was probably where I fueled the most, because on that account I drove this I-88 corridor back and forth quite a few times per week. So kind of returning to the old stomping grounds here, having a nostalgic cruise west on I-88, and I have a good friend who will be starting with Schneider very soon, and I think, unless they change their plans, I'm pretty sure that they're also going to go onto that Walmart account, which is probably one of the best places you could begin a trucking journey, a trucking adventure. Because if you're relatively new or brand new to trucking, boy, the training you'll get on that account and the experience actually that you'll get on that account, absolutely invaluable, because you're running 1 or 2 trailers a day, you know, so you're hooking and unhooking trailers a lot each day, and you're bumping on multiple dock doors per day, and it's a combination of, you know, some distance driving, some short hop driving, some driving in really congested metro city areas, some driving out into the more rural country areas. It's a really good mix of pretty much every situation that you'll encounter on a regular basis as a truck driver. So, and since you're doing so much, you know, activity as far as backing onto docks and all that stuff, you become really proficient really quickly. So I'm really happy for them that they're doing it. I think that'll be a great way to gain some skills and knowledge, and really give himself a foundation for you know, future moves, you know, that make you a really good driver and open up all of your possibilities for better money. So anyhow, we're on our way to Rochelle, Illinois, where we will pick up I-39 and head north. And yeah, that's about it. All I got to do now is just get through all this rain. Jeez. And yes, we are arriving at the good old Pilot in Rochelle, Illinois, just north of Route 88 on I-39 North. And for my friend who is going to Schneider, you are going to be making this little turn here into this Pilot many, 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 many times. This is kind of the unofficial, or perhaps official, fueling spot for the Schneider Walmart account in the account pulling out of Sterling. So yeah, been here a whole bunch of times. Kind of fun to come back and fill up the new truck, which is no longer Big Orange, it is Big Teal.
Please drive to Highland
well,
route.
Maybe not quite as big in terms of comparing trucking company sizes. Yeah, Schneider's pretty freaking huge. But nonetheless, welcome to the Pilot in Rochelle, Illinois, everybody. It is a very exciting place. Oh, let's see here. Oh, there is somebody backing in. Hopefully they look like they're pretty straight. You got it, buddy. Straight back. Get out of my way. It's pretty easy. Or are you pulling out? Oh, he's pulling out. Okay. Good, good, good. He's leaving. Boy, that's an awfully late time to start the day, but hey, who am I to say? I've had a few of those, more than a few of those. And yeah, here are the fuel pumps. So I'm just recording this, not that all of you need to see this particular Pilot, but like I said, I got a friend who's going to be starting, and I wanted them to see this truck stop because they're going to see a whole lot of it. Anyway, more later. Well, we're approaching the Janesville area up in Wisconsin. We are on I-90 and I-39 combined, heading up towards the junction at 94, where we will take a left, sort of, and take that west. so which is actually going very much northwest. But at any rate, I digress. So you guys know that if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that we've been going through some growing pains with GP Transco with getting me back home on time. And you know, I've been very upfront and very honest about, you know, all of my experiences thus far, and I plan to continue that. And you know, even if I have sounded like I'm, you know, complaining and hating and all of that stuff, you know, I have also added many times that I do think highly of the company, and I've been pretty confident that the stuff will get resolved. You know, it's you know, my deal is something that they're not used to. You know, so there is you know, obviously some adjusting to do. So last week on Thursday, when I was heading back down from Fargo, North Dakota, I got a call from the manager of the group of dispatchers that my dispatcher is part of, and he's called me before, which is kind of nice. You know, GP Transco is really good about that. People do reach out to you as a driver, and not the usual trucking, you know, calling to let you know that you did something wrong or whatever, because that's usually in trucking the only time you get a call from anybody. It's never good. It's always they either need something or you screwed something up. But that's not the case with GP. So you know, he's called every week, and you know, just checking in and just wanting to know how I'm doing, you know, how I'm adjusting to the company, if there's anything that's going on that is of concern, you know, making sure that I'm happy, making sure that I have everything that I need, making sure that I know who to contact when for whatever situation. And so it's actually quite nice, you know, and he's a very nice guy too. So he called me, and we had spoken, you know, like I said, once or twice before, and I'd been very reluctant to, you know, to speak about the problems I was having getting home, you know, because I'm always of the mindset where I don't want to get somebody in trouble. You know, it's like I don't want to, like, I don't know, cause a stir, whatever the hell. I don't like causing problems, right? And I don't like causing problems for other people. It's just kind of my nature. And although I can be very direct, which is kind of a weird kind of dichotomy there. But during the course of our conversation, you know, he kind of said, and he said this before, that, you know, look, if there's anything, you know, going on that's causing you stress or that isn't working for you or whatever, I need to know about it. And he kept emphasizing, and he's emphasized this before, that, you know, it's not a matter of getting somebody in trouble or you know, anything like that. It's that he sincerely wants to know if there are any issues going on with any of his drivers, because he wants to make sure that if the company is able to solve those issues, that they do it, because he wants to keep the drivers, right? And you know, that is something that I've heard throughout the company from everybody, you know, that you know, they want to keep and retain their drivers. They, you know, I mean, it sounds cliche in the industry, they treat you like family, blah blah blah, and usually, you know, as soon as you see a company advertising that they treat their drivers not like a number but like family, it's like run for the hills. They're completely full of shit. But I think with GP, my impression is that they do sincerely, you know, want to treat you like, let's just say, you know, really good friends of the family, if not family. You know, they want to keep you. They want to keep their drivers, and especially if they're good drivers, you know, which I pride myself on being. And I, you know, I'm not just patting myself on the back, but I am a good driver. You know, I'm a very hard worker, and I'm a very safe worker. So, Anyway, I'm getting tangent again. So, and I kind of told him, I said, look, the only thing that is stressing me out, the only thing that I could, have to quote unquote complain about is the problem of getting home on time. That it's, and I told him all of it, from day one, each weekend, exactly what has happened. And, he said that, what, that's something that we absolutely can resolve. And, I don't want you to stress about it. I don't want you to worry about it anymore. We're going to make whatever adjustments we need to make on our end, and it's going to happen. So, don't stress about it anymore. I don't want you, thinking about that and losing sight of what you're doing. Let us take care of it on my end. And, nobody's going to be in trouble. Nobody's going to, none of that. We just need to know where we need to change some things or improve some things or whatever, adapt. So it was a really, really good conversation, as most of my conversations are with people at GP. So, and sure enough, I got home on time. I got back on Thursday. I was extremely happy about that. And, I have his assurance now, on top of the assurance from my dispatcher, that they're going to make it work. And, and I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled about that. So, that really was my only issue that I was having since coming to GP. And, I don't expect perfection, and I know that shit happens. That's the nature of trucking. So I want to also be able to work with them. I don't want to just be an asshole, but, I would be happy if the vast majority of time I got home on time on my home time. And if some sort of situation comes up, where it's just, unavoidable and the company needs a hand and needs me to step up, fine. I'm happy to do it, as long as that's, once in a while thing that, on occasions that couldn't have been predicted, right? So, because sometimes shit hits the fan. So, I get it. But anyway, I did want to bring that up, that call happened, and I was very impressed with that they would have somebody at a management level, making sure that their drivers are happy and everything is good. And, beyond that, I also, there's also a very interesting thing with GP that makes them a little bit different, also in a good way. Every trucking company has a safety department, right? So usually the way it goes with the safety department is, as a truck driver, that's the last call that you would ever want to receive is somebody from safety calling you, because that's never good. If somebody from safety has to call you, that means that you did something that was dangerous. You did something, because these trucks have a zillion and one sensors in them. Not only do they have cameras, but they've got gyros in them, gyroscopes, and tilt and motion sensors, and all sorts of different things, and the radar systems. So if you take a turn too fast and there's too much lean sensed in the truck, it will report that as an incident. If you brake too hard, it'll report that as an incident, and it's all tied to the video camera as well. So if you're not paying attention and have to slam on the brakes, not only do they get the report, they also get the video. So there's there's lots of information these trucks are gathering in real time and transmitting back to the company. And so again, a call from safety, you don't want that, right? Well, GP, what they do is with their drivers, not only do they assign you to a dispatcher, they also assign you to a specific safety manager. And that safety manager, you know, is not just, you know, it's not just a group in the safety department. You know, this is your point of contact for all matters with safety. And my safety manager just happens to be a super cool guy, and he calls me at least once or twice a week, and, you know, just wants to alert me of, you know, maybe some weather going on in the area, you know, just touch base, make sure everything is okay. I have yet to hear from him with any safety issue in terms of, you know, I did something wrong, because I generally am a very safe driver. It would be pretty unusual for me to have something trigger. But he also sends an email out every day to his whole fleet of drivers that has the entire nation's weather forecast in picture. And it's a very nicely laid out email that also, you know, has a map with you know, with colors and all that stuff, and details about every single state, and very, very nicely done, very, very precise and very concise. So it's very easy to get the information that's pertinent to you from that email. So I think that's a really good thing that he's doing, and he does that every single day. And but, you know, he's called me, like, on my trip down from Michigan with that water shipment from hell. You know, he called me and just wanted to alert me of all the high winds that we ended up getting later on that day, that really bad windstorm in Illinois. And, you know, so he just basically called to alert me of that, make sure I was aware of it. And, you know, we ended up staying on the phone for like 45 minutes. The guy's just totally cool. Just a super good guy. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff I'm discovering with GP Transco that really does make them different, because I've never encountered that at a trucking company, nor did I expect to ever encounter that from a trucking company. And you know, kudos to them. You know, I'm hearing from my safety manager routinely and regularly, getting to know him as a person. I'm hearing from my dispatcher on a daily basis, getting to know him as a person. He's real cool. You know, I'm hearing from his boss, the head guy of their dispatching group, on a regular basis, and he's also really cool. You know, so as a driver, you know, you can feel isolated very easily, because, you know, once you leave a company terminal, I mean, it's, you know, you're in the company truck and that's it. And you're on your own. And it's very, very easy to feel like you're a one-person army, that you have no support, that nobody gives a shit, because the only time you ever hear from the company is when they need you to do something, or when you've done something wrong. And so it's very easy to get negative very quickly and get a really bad attitude and feel really shitty. And I think it's great. I think it's great that GP has their folks reach out to their drivers, and they're all really cool. And you know, it makes you feel a lot more connected to the company, and it makes you feel you know, a lot more like, yes, that team is there in the background, available to you, and yes, they do want to help, and they do want to try to make things work smoother for you. So you know, kudos to them. And again, I'm not endorsed by GP Transco. I'm not being paid by GP Transco. I'm just a driver, and I'm just telling you my experience as it happens. So that's where we're at. I'm feeling a lot better this week about things in general, and I'm very much hoping that, you know, all of this continues going forward, and I'm very much hoping that the word that I receive from this manager, that they'll make my scheduling work a little better. I'm hoping that does pan out, and I think it will. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. Man, what a difference a few hundred miles make. Started off this morning in the Joliet, and then in Munster, Indiana. It was what, 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and it was already close to 70. It was 60 something or other. As I'm driving, it got closer to 70. Well, we're now up near Clearwater, Minnesota on 94, and it's 43 degrees. Yeah, 43, from almost 70 to 43. And it's been dropping steadily. So my sister let me know that there is apparently a blizzard happening up in the North Dakota area. That's lovely because we're going very close to there. I'm going to stop at a rest stop. Not too much longer. I'm got about an hour and change on my clock, so it's time to pull her over and shut it down for the night here pretty soon. But boy, if there's blizzard stuff going on, I mean, I've got to deliver in Alexandria, Minnesota, and then Grand Forks, North Dakota after that tomorrow. So if that's going on right now, I sure as heck hope it blows through, because that's not going to be any fun. So we'll see. Well, we made it as far as we're going to go today. We are in Clearwater, Minnesota at a rest area, and a fine rest area it is, quite beautiful. The weather, however, is not. So we're going to shut her down here tonight, and I'm only an hour and a half from Alexandria, so I can easily hit that by 8 a.m. The 8 a.m. appointment time. It's 6:30 p.m. right now. More than enough time. So that's it. I'm going to spend my night right here. See ya!